If you miss this, it gets saturated. There's a small AI system right now that people are quietly using to make money without posting content, without building a brand, and almost nobody is talking about it yet. But that won't last, because every AI opportunity follows the same pattern. It starts small, works quietly, then suddenly everyone finds out, and it stops working. So if you're watching this right now, you're early, but probably not for long. Let me show you exactly what this is, and why it works so well. This system has nothing to do with posting content, nothing to do with building a personal brand, and nothing to do with learning complicated tools. It's actually the opposite. It's about something much simpler. Selling decisions, not content, not services, decisions. And once you understand this, you'll start seeing opportunities everywhere. Here's what most people don't realize. Every single day, millions of people go online with questions. Not random questions, real questions. Things like, what should I post? What niche should I start? What product will actually sell? What idea is worth my time? These are not casual questions. These are decisions. And decisions have value. But here's the problem. When people ask these questions, what do they usually get? Generic answers, surface-level advice, or completely useless information. Things like, just be consistent, follow your passion, try different things. None of that helps someone decide, so they stay stuck. And that's the opportunity. Instead of creating something new, you step into that gap, and you become the person who gives clarity, but powered by AI. Let me show you how simple this actually is. Someone asks, what's the best niche to start in 2026? Most people answer with fitness, finance, AI. Same recycled answers. But you do something different. You take that question and put it into ChatGPT. But not like everyone else. You don't just ask once. You refine it. You push deeper. You ask, give me 5 underrated, low-competition niches with real demand, beginner-friendly, and explain exactly why they work. Now the output changes. Now it's not generic. Now it's useful. But you don't stop there, because most people stop at the first answer. You go one step further. You take that output and turn it into something better. You simplify it. You remove noise. You make it clear. Instead of giving 10 confusing ideas, you give 3 strong ones, with a simple explanation and a clear direction. Now here's the key. People don't want more options. They want better decisions. And that's what you're providing. Now here's where the system starts working. You don't post this randomly. You don't hope people find it. You go exactly where the questions already exist. Places like Reddit, Quora, YouTube comments, small communities, anywhere people are actively looking for help. Now imagine this. Someone asks, what should I sell online? They get 20 useless answers. Then they see yours. Clear, simple, actionable, different. That answer stands out instantly. Now here's what happens next. They check your profile. They read more of your answers. They start trusting you. And eventually, they reach out. Not because you convinced them, but because you helped them decide. And once someone trusts your decisions, they're willing to pay for better ones. Now, instead of selling randomly, you offer something specific. Not a service, not a package, but a decision upgrade, a niche breakdown, a product validation, a simple strategy plan, all powered by AI, all based on real demand. Now here's why this works. Because you're not guessing. You're not creating randomly. You're responding to real people, with real problems, at the exact moment they need help. And that moment is where money is made. Because timing beats effort. Let me say that again. Timing beats effort. Now imagine this. A tool launches on Monday. By Tuesday, thousands of people are searching for help. By Friday, Hundreds of creators are already making content about it. By next week, it's saturated. Most people show up here. Too late. Too crowded. Too competitive. But if you show up early, even with something simple, you win. Not because you're better, but because you're first. And being first is one of the most underrated advantages online. Now here's the part that makes this even more powerful. You don't need to wait for big trends. Even small updates create opportunities. A new feature inside an existing tool. A small change in how something works. A new use case that people don't understand yet. All of these create confusion. And confusion always creates demand. Now here's how you turn that into money. You package your clarity. Not as content, not as value, but as something useful. Something people can actually use immediately. And when something is simple, timely, and useful, people pay for it. Not because it's perfect, but because it solves a problem right now. And urgency is what drives action. Now step back for a second. This is not really about AI. This is about understanding attention. Attention moves fast, and most people are always chasing it after it's already gone. But if you learn how to see where attention is going before it peaks, you don't have to compete. You just step in early. And that changes everything. Because now you're not working harder. You're working smarter. You're not building for months. You're capturing moments, short windows of opportunity, and stacking them. Now imagine doing this consistently. Every week, you look for something new. You understand it quickly. You create simple clarity. You place it where people are searching. You don't overthink. You don't overbuild. You don't wait for perfection. You just move. And over time, these small actions compound. Not because each one is huge, but because you're always early. Now here's the truth. Most people will ignore this because it doesn't feel like a real business. It doesn't look impressive. It doesn't sound like a big strategy. But that's exactly why it works. Because simple things, done at the right time, beat complex things done too late. Every single time. So if you actually want to make money with AI, stop asking, what should I build? Start asking, what is new right now that people don't understand yet? That one question will completely change how you see opportunities. Because now you're not reacting, you're positioning. And positioning is where the real leverage is. If you want more systems like this, subscribe to Income Engineering. Because here, we don't follow what everyone is doing. We find what works early and move before it becomes obvious. Now the question is, are you going to wait until this gets saturated or actually use it while it still works?